you consider the average hospital that may have maybe 200 beds, inpatient beds, that hospital may see 50,000 visits a year in their emergency department.
The situation was becoming very, very stressful. Working as an ER doctor, our patient volumes were increasing dramatically. I remember in a 2-year period, we went from seeing 35,000 patients a year, which is a lot, up to seeing 50,000 patients a year. And it was placing tremendous stress on us as physicians.
We had the issues of communication of the care to other doctors who would take on the case after us. We had to deal with legal issues, legal concerns. Physicians are always concerned about documenting the care and doing the right thing and avoiding a lawsuit.
At that time, especially in Texas, there were lots of lawyer sharks trying to sue emergency room physicians. And I know one of our doctors got sued twice in a year and he almost had a nervous breakdown.
We had issues of billing, of payment, and that went hand in hand with proper documentation so that the visit could be properly coded.
It was very difficult to get paid being a doctor in the emergency department because the government had enacted new regulations that made documentation very difficult.
Not only did the regulations change, but the interpretation and the understanding in the medical community of these regulations changed constantly.
We said there's got to be a solution out there that can help us just survive.
These are just a few of the concerns, so there must be a better way to document encounters in the emergency department. My first effort at the problem was to try to develop a computer program. And I started my own work naively thinking that I could just learn to program and create my own software that would be embraced by all the doctors in the world.
Even in our own group, the other ER doctors really thought, this is not a solution, you still got to dictate.
I was sort of obsessed with the idea that physicians could be more efficient.
The standard, the gold standard for documentation for emergency room physicians was what we were doing at the time was dictating, meaning you dictate all of your findings, history, physical diagnosis, treatment into the dictation machine.
The same phrases, the same statements about both history and physical exam over and over again.
And that would take hours. You have to understand that dictation for emergency room physicians is a tremendous burden.
And it just seems very clear that this was not a good use of a physician's time. And for me, the templates, as we called them, were a way to collect information at the bedside so that when I went back to my computer, I would be able to come with the information collected and ready to go from the bedside.
So if you're seeing a chest pain patient, you have all the information you need, you can select it really easily, or MVA.
That turned out to be something that others liked, and Rob and I developed that in more detail.
So we developed our template set as a set of about 50 chief complaint-based templates that we would take to the bedside, and lo and behold, the paper system turned out to be so incredibly helpful. It helped us spend more time with the patient. We really captured all the information we needed.
And so part of it was really sort of evangelical. We felt that others should have this.
We're obsessed with the concept. Solution really believed in it. Problem was, no one else believed it.
Really, I have to give Rob credit for seeing that this was something that other doctors would embrace and that could be implemented at other hospitals. He took it to the Plano Medical Center.
They were spending $400,000 a year dictating the records from the emergency department. And they said, we've got to find some way to reduce this cost. So we thought, wait a minute, this might be a good place to implement our system. So I sat down about 12 midnight and kind of held my breath to see how are we going to do in this first go live, and picked out a stack of charts and started looking. First chart I picked was a T, the next one was a T, third one, and they were all T's. The system was working. The system took off.
We saw lots of people were sincerely interested and wanted to try it.
We were getting phone calls and people hearing about the system, how much it helped their ER, how the doctors loved it. And we were implementing sometimes 50 or 60 hospitals a month, or signing 50 or 60 contracts a month.
We followed a commitment from the beginning with the development of the software.
How do you take those circles, slashes, checks, little notes that are made on a template, and convert it into a readable, flowing prose document?
We wanted to preserve the ease of use and the experience of freedom that you have with the paper templates.
On the front end, having an input that has all the ease and natural layout of a template. That's something that we excel at, producing these very, very readable documents. You know, it had punctuation, prepositions, parts of speech, tenses, genders, everything, so that the recipient of the information really thought they were looking at a dictated document.
So as dramatic and as incredible as the paper was, the full capabilities of an approach like this required it to be computerized.
You will be successful if you rely on the people who know best how to treat the patient.
Constant learning experience for us, coming from the practice of medicine to this sort of a challenge of building a company.
Our partnership, for instance, with Francisco Partners has really surprised us on the upside.
Well, we are tremendously excited about the new level of talent, of skill and experience, insight that is happening now with the company.
Now we really have a professional cadre of very, very experienced developers.
It's quite gratifying for us to see that people of this caliber have come and joined the company and are so committed to what we started so many years ago.
Changes have gone by so quickly.
Well, it's been an amazing experience to see a company grow and continue to grow. Each step, each stage for the company was a new world, a new experience.
I just wish I had a book of every single day, because every single day has been marvelous.